Hey everyone, happy Friday, happy weekend. First of all, you may have gotten an email from me about signing up for Humanities 124, the Arts Magazine publication course, and there's an error in the email. It says that I'm hosting an open advising session on Tuesday the 25th. It's actually Tuesday the 15th, which is this coming Tuesday. So if you did have interest in that class, I hope that you'll check out the email and stop on by. As you know, my Monday-Wednesday class negotiated with me to ask for more time to turn your ideas, your outlines, and this first pitch into a draft of your composition. And what was negotiated is that instead of it being due Sunday night, it can be due by the end of the day of our next class. So for my Monday, Wednesday students, your complete draft, or aiming for a complete draft, will be due Monday night. And for Tuesday, Thursday, you guys, your draft is going to be due Tuesday night. So what I wanted to make sure everyone heard is that it would be ideal if you still came into class with much of your draft compiled and pieced together. Hopefully our class time will motivate you to finish the draft, to feel ready to post it, etc. At the end of class this past Wednesday, Thursday, depending on when I meet with you guys, I had you fold a little square of construction paper into a triangle. That triangle was just four triangles, but each triangle was supposed to represent your introduction, your lead in, your hook, your funnel, your easing the readers into what you really want to deliver through your composition. And I just had you do that, and I went through those slides. I know we kind of rushed, but the concept was that you guys would brainstorm possible creative ideas for how you might like to hook readers into your piece. I don't care. There's no right answer for what to put on those pieces of paper, but because we were rushed, I don't think that I responded well to some of the questions I got, which is, what's this for? It was just something for you guys to be able to write and to think metaphorically about your introduction. And if an idea came to mind of how you might like to introduce, I wanted you to have a spot where while I was presenting, you could brainstorm some of those ideas. If you didn't do it, that's okay too. If you got something out of it, and I know some of you did, that makes it feel like it was worth the time. But if you didn't get something out of it, that's okay. Just want to make that really clear. I didn't want you guys to brainstorm all of your ideas, make a plan, make an outline, and then go home and not know how to start your first sentence. Some writers really want to start at the top of a paper, of a composition, whatever you want to call it. And so I thought that that would be a really important way for us to leave our class for Wednesday and Thursday. If it wasn't for you, again, that's totally fine. But that is what that was for. And so if you guys don't submit that as a part of your Post-it note outlines, I won't care. I'll just give you credit for it if you submit the Post-it note portion of the activity. So as you venture into the weekend and you're tasked with drafting, I just want to give you guys a vision. Pull out that Post-it note outline, have your sources in front of you, to the side of you, print them maybe, and highlight them if you want. That is a nice method sometimes. Get into your writerly spaces. And if your writerly space isn't working for you, find another one. Maybe you come back to campus early next week and you scope out a spot, or go to a coffee shop, talk with a friend, say, can we write together for 30 minutes, and encourage each other to get as much done as we can. Don't let yourself get slowed down with sources. So as you're writing, say, according to that one source, and just keep writing. Don't stop your process to look up the details. That's why I had you guys do parentheses X and then later replace it. Because if you get too picky with yourself about doing that correctly as you write, you're going to slow down your ability to get your ideas onto the page. Another way you could draft is you could talk about your piece. I used to pick up my phone and record myself talking my drafts, and that way I could go walk the dog, or go walk the lake, or go walk along a waterfront. And I would just kind of use my little notes, and I would speak to myself what I think those sentences could be, and then I'd hit pause and just hang out, take a deep breath, and then keep recording. What I did afterwards was I would bring my phone back to my desk and hit play, and then type and transcribe my draft. You guys do whatever works for you, but I'm just trying to give you more and more ways to help you incrementally put this piece together so that you don't end up, crafting the whole thing an hour before. And if that's your process, that's fine too. But I just want you to be able to find and explore some different methods that might make things come out more smoothly for you. How many words? How many sources? Just to reiterate, 3,000 by the end of the quarter. That means this one can be 500, 800, 1,000, 1,500. If it starts being a lot just for the sake of being a lot, it's going to be hard to rein it back in. So aim for a sweet spot. I got one email. They were like, I've already written 1,800 words. What should I do? I have more to say. Then just say it. We can pull it back later. But if it's flowing, just, let it flow. That's a good thing. That's what I want you guys to experience. But the point is, there's variability depending on you guys, your topic, your writing process, what you're going through right now, what's going to happen in your life this weekend. So just do what feels right to you and email me if you need a little more security or clarity, or you just want to check in about that. It's also 9 sources by the end of the quarter, but like I said in the other video, I can't remember what side it'll be on when I post this one, research is great for practicing academic writing. So if I say 9 sources and you do like 3 each, that's a nice and tidy benchmark. But anytime that information would make your composition better, you should go seek out that information. You're just going to be practicing your academic writing, getting better and better at it, learning how to juggle multiple sources, learning how to balance your voice with source voices. All of those skills are just going to make other writing tasks feel easier in the future, and they're just going to prepare you, make you a stronger academic writer in general. I hope that's enough to kind of get you guys encouraged to put together your compositions this weekend and the first day of class next week. Another note for you is that I need to do some more cleanup in your grade book just to make sure that will be useful to us. And next week I'll check back in with you about that, and definitely the week after. But here's my first task, just so that everything's transparent. Right now, your bios discussion is only worth 1 point, and I've given you credit for posting your bio. Technically, that discussion is going to be worth 9 points. It's going to be the bio, the 2 handwritten replies you did in class, the 3 pitches, and the 3 replies, if I've got the math right. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to make sure that I've documented that credit for you guys pretty soon. If I get to it this weekend, I will. If not, it'll come early next week. And then those are the first things that we did for the first 2 weeks of class. So I will be sending out a message that says that if you didn't complete one of those 9 pieces, you have until the end of session 1, which is about a little more than 2 weeks from right now, the end of session 1 to get that in. Otherwise, you're unable to submit that late work. So keep your eye out for that. And for most of you, it'll just be like, I got 100% on that, which means you are eligible for a C, a B, or an A this quarter. And again, more on grades later. Once we have more things kind of stacked in, I'll keep explaining and revisiting this conversation for you guys. And to give you a preview of the coming week, we are going to be doing guided revisions and replies. So in class, we'll work on looking at different learning resources and concepts and terminology and writing wisdom, etc. And we'll do some in-class practice activities. You guys will be able to reflect on how those activities apply to your specific composition. You'll take home your own revisions, and then you'll do an assignment where you write to me and tell me what you take away from those activities, how it changes your draft, what kind of revisions you're making, etc. And that's going to be like a primary thing that we'll do every time we meet. In addition to that, you will reply to another freelancer. Next class, a guided revision, you take a little bit of that home, you do some work on your composition, you reply to another person. And it will be that for the rest of this session. Like I said, until we start to get the hang of it, we have a class rhythm. Everyone maybe settles into the class and the session routine. And then I do have some days picked out in the future when we will just meet online. So I'll tell you guys more about that next week. But have a great one. Do something fun. Enjoy the sunshine. And do whatever you are capable of right now. Be prepared to just fill me in on your process and any places where you feel like you're hitting a roadblock or an obstacle. All right. I wish you guys well. I'll see you soon.